In today's video, we will see Kubernetes health checks, and in Kubernetes health check, there is two options: liveness and readiness probes. So before I start the video, just a quick reminder: if you haven't subscribed the channel, subscribe the channel, because to complete the CCDev course, I will also create a cloud and DevOps related video that will help your career. So don't forget to subscribe the channels. So now let's start today's class. So first, I will give you overview of the documentation. Then I will explain and show the hands-on demo. So I already told you what today's topics is Kubernetes health check. So health checks is topics where Kubernetes can find out is this container pod is running properly, or is there any issue is happening in this pod. Then it will increase a pod if that pod has an issue. So there is three way basically Kubernetes find out this pod is working properly or not. So here I give these three types. So health check in Kubernetes, there is three types: liveness probe, readiness probe, and startup probes. So these three way Kubernetes find out this pod is working properly or not. I will explain later. Just first give you the overview of the documentation. Then we will create a hands-on demo how we can configure health check in our Kubernetes application. So here is just create a simple application app.js. Then I'll create a Docker file by using this page. You can see. So it's just simple Node.js application. Then I will create an image by this Docker file, and I will push this image to our Docker registry. So in step 2, we'll create a deployment which have liveness probe and readiness probe both feature. So it's the same file. So deployment file, we just add to specification, and the container one is liveness probe and one is readiness probe. So then we'll create also service to expose our application. After that, we'll run the deployment and see the pod is running properly. After that, we can run this command to check our Kubernetes containers continuously monitoring option. So how our pod is working, is this pod is going down, if uses high, is their pod is going up. Those things we can use by this command. This is very important command. By this command, we can monitor our running application. So after that, we will create a script by I'm using just a loop script to increase our container uses. Those way we can increase our pod. Then you can see our pod is going up or down. What happening? Those things will show in the hands-on demo. So this is a complete production level demonstration where any uses is happening, how Kubernetes health check is working. So check the video up to end, then you can get the idea how this thing is working. So now I will explain details what is liveness probe, readiness probe, those things, and parallelly I will show you the hands-on demo. So let me scroll up. The first one is liveness probe. So what is liveness probe? Check if the container is alive. So Kubernetes will check if this container is like alive or not. These things checked by liveness probe, and if it's failed, like if Kubernetes found if this like pod is like down or something, then or stuck something, then case kill and restart the container, and is used to detect when apps are stuck or crashed. So normally like it will liveness probe will like check if this like probe is stuck or hang or something. Then basically it will delete the pod and create the new one pod. And another way is like readiness probe. So what is readiness probe? Check if the container is ready to serve the traffic. Like because sometimes our pod is ready, but the application is not ready to serve any data. Like if you think like pod is ready, but our HTTP server is not like up yet. So pod is ready, but the container is not full ready to serve the website. So that things will check in this readiness probe. So if it's failed, pod is removed from service endpoint until it held again. So like up to that time, like if pod is not ready, Kubernetes will not send any traffic to that pod. So this thing will change this readiness probe. Everything I will like show in the image, then basically you can understand the concept clearly. So why it used for? Used to prevent sending requests before the app is ready. So up to when pod is not ready, Kubernetes will not send the traffic to that pod. And another one is startup probe. So startup probe basically determine if an application within a container has successfully started. So it is particularly useful for applications that have a long initialization time. So like whether deploying any application in a pod, sometimes that application or website have some dependency to start the pod, like take little bit more time. Like it will if it will take like 2 or 3 minutes. Then basically we tell that thing in the startup props, like this pod need to take 300 seconds or 5 minutes to ready properly. So up to that time, Kubernetes will not send any traffic to check that pod. So after 5 minutes, Kubernetes will send traffic or send any signal to check that pod is up or not. So these three mechanisms basically Kubernetes follow to check this pod is properly working or not. Let me explain it example, then basically you can understand properly. Like here, when users serve any traffic to Kubernetes, firstly it will come to the service. You already know service will connect to the pod to serve the traffic to the user. Okay, so like service traffic will come to the service. So like service will find if the pod is 100% okay, then that pod Kubernetes will send traffic to that pod. So in the Liveness probe, like if the pod is ready but not serve the data, that will not send the traffic to that. This is readiness probe basically. So let me also open the documentation, then basically you can understand properly. Okay, so readiness probe, what readiness probe is it will check the endpoint until it is healthy or not. Okay, so if this pod is ready but is not healthy, then also service will not send any traffic to that pod. And another one is startup pod, but some application will take 2 minutes to start up this application. So up to that time, the Kubernetes know this pod is not working. Also, then it will not serving this data. And readiness probe, if sometimes it will crash or hang, then that will delete the pod and create another pod. Then when this pod is ready, then service will basically send this traffic to that pod. So basically, these three way Kubernetes will identify if this pod is pod is basically working or not. So liveness probe and readiness probe and startup probe. Okay, so now let me go to the documentation and explain this thing in the demo. So for this thing, we need to create a application, simple Node.js application. So I create application. There is one endpoint is HealthJet and another endpoint is ReadyJet. So if we send the traffic to the HealthJet, if everything is fine, then it will show okay readiness. Otherwise, it will get not readiness, and it will run the 3000 pod. And let me create that file first. So cat app.js I mistakenly copied it, so 2 times. Let me set or save. Okay, now we need to create a image by this file. So for that I need a Docker file. So Docker file, simple Docker file, just take the Node.js image, just make the working directory SSC user SSC app, then copy this JS file, FJS file to that container, then just run npm init and install express to run Node.js application. It is post 3000 port and run the application. Okay. So let me create that. You have already enough idea in the Docker module to how to create that Docker image. So Docker file to B to C. So we have the two files, Docker file and that Node.js file. By this thing we can create an image. So Docker build. Then we already know we need a Docker Hub username to like push any image to the Docker Hub. So in my case, my Docker Hub account is DevOps Steps / then I need to give the image name like health 26A. Give me that one. HEALT. Just make sure the spelling is perfect because we need to use this image. I didn't put that dot. So Docker build. Sorry, I don't use uppercase heavy. Okay, so now it will create the image. Then basically we push that image to Docker Hub. So our image is created. So we need to push this image to Docker Hub. So Docker push. So it will push the image in our Docker Hub registry. Then we can create a deployment file by this image. So it will take a little time to upload. So let me go left side. So what command I use in the demo, I put everything in the documentation. Now we need to create a deployment file, and we have already enough knowledge to how to create the deployment file. So in the metadata, I just put the name. In replica set, we create 2 pods when it is initial running. Then match label, it will follow all that container that has a match label, and this is the match label. And in the container image, we'll image that thing. So we need to make sure we use that image and your Docker Hub name. So in the container section is container is running 3000 port. We already know that in Docker file. So now in the Liveness Pro, this is the thing we are using. So this configuration is like it will check this path. Okay, we had created a path in the app.js file which we created already. So in the health.js, if this path is working fine, then basically initial delay, like when Kubernetes will initially check that pod is working or not, this thing is defined here. So if we put like a 10 or 20 seconds, then initially when pod is running, Kubernetes will send a request to that pod to check is not like properly working or not. This is the time. So if you like type 10 seconds, then Kubernetes will send to check that pod working not after 10 seconds. Then after that check, then it will check like frequently. So that time is here. So every 5 seconds it will check again. So if we type 20 seconds, then it will check every 20 seconds to that port is up or running. Is this port is up or this port is not up? This thing will check. This thing will be defined. Will be here. And readiness props, same thing we use here. So we use readiness endpoint here, and initial delay. So initially check after 5 seconds it will check, and every 5 seconds it will check again and again. And startup prop, the same thing. We need to define an endpoint and make sure we are using. There is like 3 techniques in the to check the health. There is the most easiest way and most like commonly used this thing, HTTP gate. So like we are checking any endpoint or any HTTP URL to make sure the application is working properly or not. So that's why we are using app-get. Everything you find in the documentation, and in the documentation I try to like explain the most easiest one way. In the port is 3000. So failure threshold, there is 60 seconds. So this 60 seconds Kubernetes will check and think this port will take 60 seconds to initialize or ready. Then basically Kubernetes will send traffic, send request to check that pod is ready or not, whatever. Then basically will send its first request. And after that period second is 30 seconds, 10 seconds. That means every 10 seconds it will check. So everything you find in the documentation. So let me open the documentation. So this is the basic documentation. So if you type here health check, you can see configure Liveness Probe and Readiness Probe. So there is lots of things you can find it here. So in the there is 3 ways we can basically use. So HTTP GetJet is one of them, and that one is the most popular way. So I want to show one thing. The attributes we can use these So like initial delay, when you use initial delay second, that will explain here. Period second, when you use, that will also explain here. Timeout second, stress second, failure stress, everything you can basically find it from here. So go to the documentation and read it a little bit, then basically you can understand. And in the most of the time we are using those attributes which I use in the documentation. So now let me copy that file and create a deployment. So deployment get dep.y. I will just keep it simple way, and file, and we need to change the image also. So our image name is docker image ls, I think. Great. I think health something, health 26 AB. Okay, so this one we put right now. So we need to use that image to that file. So we need to change the image from dep. Okay, so this thing you need to change just and we already see. So I'll check this one, this endpoint, this endpoint, and this point. So first initial, so also showing this thing, and one thing, service is basically you already know, it's simple service. I'll give the name health demo. It will use node port, our target port is 3000, or you already know that. Okay, so let me run the deployment, and one thing, let me check one thing. These will basically initially run 2 port. Okay, so let me save. And one thing we need to know, we need to run the service here, and also there is command to check how many port is running. So there is no port is running now. So let me kubectl apply -f dep. So it create a service kubectl get all. Let me show you one thing. You can see this container is creating and taking a little bit more time. You can see running, but still is 0. You can see 0 because it will send traffic a little bit less time. Now this is basically running, so it will take a little bit more time, even though this is a simple app. Okay, so now if you want to see this website, you need to make sure what service is this. This service is health demo. So basically I try to show you it's health demo. It's already there. So it's running this URL. Copy that thing. So we need to type the endpoint. So health. You can see the OK Liveness message is showing. So now go to documentation. So another thing we are using, we already used this, and what command I use that to check frequently container, I use that one. And I also browse that website to make sure it's okay properly when increase the port. So you can see these are running, it will continuously browsing the file. You need to check the port number there. So different, our port is different. So copy that thing. In my case our port is 40. Okay, you can see it's showing the message. Okay, that means it's working properly. Even though we are changing or increasing port, you can check this message is everything is fine. If that message is showing different, you can see before is not okay liveness or readiness, we are basically using this endpoint. So if not working, then it will show not okay liveness, even though we are increasing the port. Okay, so we need to check also this thing one, and also make sure here how this show service already open. So now let me from deployment file, let me increase that port. So long, let me make it 5. kubectl apply -f deploy. So we need to check this thing. You can see it will take a little bit little bit more time to initialize that, and also check this is showing this properly or not. Okay, so it's changed. Now you can see it's running, and you can see this thing taking a little bit more time to upload, and it's also showing continuously. Okay, that means everything is working fine. So this bottom one is this, you can see. Okay, fine. So you can see it's still not running because the configuration of Liveness Pro. Okay, so you can see now it's properly working. Now if you browse the site, you can set this one. Okay, so if you want to check another thing, like if I use the thing is false, then you can basically get this is not okay. So then basically we need to create another image, but changing this true to false, and create another image, and deploy the new deployment with that image. If you want, you can do that. I have a another image here. This one have the, I create the like false. So if you make it false, then you can see this message is not showing okay, and also when the pod is creating, it will take more and more time. So then Kubernetes will not send any traffic to the new created pod. Okay, so this is the basically main concept for checking healthy node or healthy pod. So every thing I use in this command, you can find it from the documentation. So let's go back up the documentation. So Liveness Probe. So when you use Liveness Probe basically check this container is alive or not. If this container is not alive, then obviously Kubernetes will not send any traffic to that pod. And when it is used to detect when app are stuck or crash. This thing basically we are checking in the Liveness Probe and Readiness Probe. Like our pod is ready, but our application is not ready to serve any data. That thing basically we check in by the Readiness Probe, and used to prevent sending a request before the app is ready. What I told you, that thing I explain here. And startup prop, sometimes pod is our application is taking a little bit more time to ready the pod. So when our sometimes application have lots of dependency, that time it will take more time to ready to serve the data. That thing will be used in the startup form. Okay, so that's all for today's class. So I hope this video will help for you. So if you found this video is helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe the channel. In the next video, I will discuss in different topics of Kubernetes. So up to that time, best of luck. Bye.